Hello everyone, this is Raelcun and CatZ here with another game from the Global Gamers Invitational. This time we have Dukke versus KawaiiRice, that is Protoss versus Terran, in the round of 128 qualifiers. Thanks to our sponsors for providing over $3,500 worth of prizes for our players to duke it out over, and make sure you go and visit them at ifixit.com, their SCVs for the real world. Also, Esports United, visit them at esunited.net and thehandsomernerd.com, your source for nerdy t-shirts when you want to show off your StarCraft love. Thanks again to all of them and to the tournament organizers who have made this whole thing possible. KawaiiRice talking about shirtless fighting. I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but we do see that Dukke has spawned as the green Protoss at 12 o'clock, and KawaiiRice is the yellow Terran at 6 o'clock. So, what do you think of this matchup, CatZ?
I'm very interested to see this. KawaiiRice is a very well-known player from Team Fnatic. Dukke, or is it Dukke or Duck? Or
I don't know.
Or
I really
I'll
don't
call him
know.
Duke, and you can call him Dukke. Okay, so Duke. Duke, I don't know much of. I think he's a pretty solid Protoss. I'm pretty sure I've seen his name somewhere else. So I'm very interested to see this. We kind of handpicked this one, cheated a little bit, and tried to get the best games of the round of 128 for ourselves.
Oh yeah. And, you know, James told us we could do that, so it's not like we're even abusing her powers or anything. So we do see both players starting out pretty standard so far in Metalopolis. With these cross positions, it would expect to see a little bit of slower opening, but you're never really sure what's going to happen with a best of one round in a tournament, because you got to be completely prepared for something crazy. Players really like to all in or cheese the best of one rounds just to get through it, just to make sure they're safe. There is only one best of one round, and this is it. So after this it'll be best of three, and players have to be taking that into consideration when they're forming their strategies for these games here.
And Duke, they're threatening to make KawaiiRice look bad on the chat. Pretty standards opening so far. The game looks pretty much just boring thus far, but we never know what's gonna happen, as you were saying. Actually, Duke is taking a second gas kind of fast. Is that kind of fast? I am not the best PvT user.
That's about normal if he's going to go for anything that has gas intensive, like anything more than just like zealots and sentries. Gas wise, that's pretty much about standard. It may be a little bit faster than normal, but the gas timings really vary depending on what kind of a build you're going for. So I wouldn't say it's really out of the ordinary.
Alright, fair enough.
And looking back at KawaiiRice's base, we see that he's got his factory almost all the way done. He's working on a second barracks as well, so I'm curious to see what he's going to do with his factory, or if he's going to go straight to a starport. There's a tech lab. It's probably some tanks with a little bit of bio mixed in. Warp gate tech for Dukke is about a quarter of the way done as he's trying to chase out this SCV in his base, and we'll see once the SCV is gone if he plants any sort of tricky secret tech in this smoke that he's got a pylon in back here.
Yeah, he was researching warp gates, though. He might. Oh, and he just dropped a robotics facility in the other corner of the map.
Yeah, right after he killed the SCV. This pylon placement is pretty normal for Metalopolis, so KawaiiRice probably didn't think too much of it, just because this pylon, if you select it, gives a really nice area of power field right in the middle of the map that you can warp into, just to get your units down right into the middle of the map, cut down on the running time on these long cross positions. That's become very, very standard. So him warping in the robotics facility down there is a little bit unexpected, because most players wind up planting a pylon there anyway.
Right, I think he did it maybe because his other pylon got scouted, so perhaps he was anticipating a scan from the Terran on that pylon or something to look for his tech, and he was just like, I'll just put it on the other side.
Yeah, he might have been planning to
look
put
at
it...
this.
What? What do you mean, the attack by
KawaiiRice
Kawhi?
is moving. He has 4 SCVs with him.
Yeah, so this is pretty all-in-ish for Kawhi, pulling SCVs for this attack. It's not completely all-in as he is expanding, but it's definitely risky. Dukke really doesn't have much. Warping in a couple of stalkers because he saw this on the way. Sentry on the way. Can he force field his ramp? Oh, what is he doing? Apparently he doesn't force field.
He probably didn't. Yeah, he didn't. He might have not felt the need to force field just yet. Perhaps he was trying to trap a few Marines in the process, getting a little greedy there. We'll see how it pans out for him.
And he is warping in.
KawaiiRice dropping a bunker.
More sentries here, so he is going to be able to drop a lot of force fields here. First Immortal is out, second is on the way. KawaiiRice is still just rallying forces in. There we go. Dukke, if he could just change where his units are positioned to pick off some of those Marines that are running right by his cliff one at a time, he could probably cut off these reinforcements pretty effectively. But it looks like Kawhi is backing off.
Oh, yes, because there's a proxy pylon. He might have seen it at his base. So this is definitely the right call by KawaiiRice. He was trying to apparently contain the Protoss, but there's already a pylon out, so that's not going to happen.
He has not actually seen it, so I'm not entirely sure why he's backing off here. Apparently he just thought he wasn't going to be able to get up the ramp with those sentries there. There's one tank that is still rallied to the natural of Dukke that if he does not pull it back,
this
is
a
gonna
big
die.
mistake. Oh wow! Oh wow!
He's walking right by it.
That was nice. That was awesome.
Wow.
What's up? They were like, yo. They probably knew each other back when they were allies or something.
That's hilarious. KawaiiRice with his AFK siege tank walks right by the Protoss force completely untouched. Still no siege mode for KawaiiRice. This is rather surprising. It hasn't even started upgrading. And now Dukke comes in for the attack here, focuses down the bunker, taking down both the tanks really quickly with the Immortals. He's down to just SCVs and Bio at this point. And Dukke's backing off. Not a bad move after picking off those siege tanks. He's going to pick off this other one that was alone in the middle of the map. Oh!
Yeah, that's the one returning, and they did not forgive him this time. I do have a question for you, actually, PvT-wise. That was a little bit of an attack move by Dukke. Wouldn't it be better to have placed the Immortals in front from the start?
I guess a decent mix of Marines and Marauders.
Again,
I'm not really sure. You know, it wound up working out for him, so it might have worked out better, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. He had a couple tanks, but not really siege or anything, so perhaps it was the right move. Either way, it worked out for him. So let's see how this. I don't think there's much KawaiiRice can do at this point. I expect a GG pretty soon here.
Yeah, this looks like it's pretty much over as he's up the ramp. And there's the GG. So thanks for tuning in. And let me cut the recording. This has been the GGI round of 128. Yeah, I'm going to edit that in.
Sponsors are pretty cool.